So let's go right now in XML and implement this scale and rotate animation. We're just gonna click on this animation folder, and then as I right click I have this new animation resource file. I'm gonna give it a name rotate, or just let's call it the same, scale and rotate.xml, and notice that I have some underscores right there, and then OK. We can start with this rotate animation. From degrees is gonna be 0 and to degrees 340 with a duration. So we're gonna type in Android duration. It's gonna be set to 1000, so that means it's gonna be 1 second, and I can close this right here with a slash and a chevron, and then I'm just using a scale animation again. So I'm using two types of animations in the same animation file, and for this one I'm gonna say from X is gonna start from 1, and then just gonna type in 2X is gonna be 1.5, so that means the zoom is just 150%, and we're gonna keep it the same for the Y scale from 1 to 1.5, and for the pivot I'm gonna say it's gonna be 50%. So in this way we just keep it to the center of our element that has this animation contained. And then for the duration we're just gonna copy this last line, and also we can close the animation. And so this is basically how our animation looks. Now for the rotate animation that we previously had, we just had 360, and for the scale animation we had some things a bit different right here. If we take a look, we can see that we actually had, for the rotate we had 360, and the duration is half of the one that I just used in the scale and rotate. So there are a couple of things that are changed in order to make a combined animation as we have right here. And so I'm gonna go in the Java folder, in the Java file actually, in this main activity.java, and I'm just gonna go and make sure that I have this initialized. So I'm gonna copy the name, and then I'm gonna go to the onCreate method just right here where it says initialize variables, and I'm gonna initialize this variable. So I'm gonna type it in. So we can just get it from animation utils, and I also want to display it in this context, and you can find it from r.animations.scale and rotate, so from the resource folder. And I can close now the project view. And also I need to set something up, so we need to have this set fill after enabled to true, and I'm gonna set it for this scale and rotate animation. Okay, so just gonna make sure that I have this line of code right here, and this is because we want to keep our animation on screen. So when the animation finishes, we're gonna have this fill after enabled, so it's gonna be displayed on the screen. And so that's why I'm saying with this function that I set to true. Now if this is set to false, that means that the animation is going to be cleared after it does animate. So I'm just going to go right now and apply the scale and rotate animation, and I need to apply it for the txt tries left. So just right here on those axes I just have to apply it, and I will apply it just after the game is lost or won. So I'm gonna go right now and find where I check about those things. So here I check if the game is won, so I have to run my animation right away. I'm gonna say txt tries left dot start animation, and so I pass my scale and rotate animation. And also what I need to do is to make sure that I have it here where I check if the game is lost. So I'm gonna say txt tries left dot start animation, and then I'm just gonna paste my animation. Now if I just run the emulator, we can see what it is displayed on the screen, and we might or might not do some adjustments later on. And we're gonna wait first of all until the emulator loads, and we can see as I type in E we have this word correct, and basically the problem is that it is displayed, as you can see right here, just under my letter stride table row. So I have to, what I need to do is to just get all this table row and make sure that I animate it. And so that's why I need to go back in my activity underscore main.xml, and I need to have some IDs right here. And so what you need to have as well is to type in this ID. So you need to have Android colon ID equals at plus ID, and then you can give whatever name you want. You can have it as let's say, as you can type it in, you have it like this, ID, and then equals, you can find it right here at plus ID, and then you can just give it a name, let's say tr for table row, and then you can just call it game state, or just tries left. You can also call it tries left, because that's how we name this part of our screen. And so this is basically just the table row, not only this element. So if you just click on this table row, you can see it is all highlighted. Now if I click on this part, you can see only that is highlighted. So we animated the text view, but we need to animate right now the table row. And so that's why I'm getting its ID. And same for this reset button, you need to have, as you can see, I just type it in right here. We have this ID set up for the table row. Now we should have the same thing, and you can type it Android colon ID equals, and then you will see this add plus ID, and then you give whatever name you want. I just gave it TR for table row and then reset. So that's how it works. And now we can just go in main activity, and first of all we have to get the IDs for those for the table rows, and we're gonna go just right here. We're gonna have table row from Android.widget, and then we can say tr reset, and also table row, and we're gonna call it tr tries left. So we're just gonna have to make sure that we initialize them. So we're gonna have tr reset and find view by ID, and we can find it in the resources for IDs. We should be right here at tr reset, and also we want to make sure that is a table row, so we can just type in table row. Okay, and I'm gonna press Command D. You can press Control D if you're on a Windows device, and this duplicates the last line, and I will use tr tries left to initialize it, and I will specify also some other ID, and it's gonna be tr tries left. So I have this also set up, and right now I have to apply the animations on the rows instead of applying them on just the text. That would be much better. So I'm just gonna go right now in the places where I make the checks. So here I check if the game is won, and I have to specify, instead of txt tries left, I want to animate the table row for tries left. And also where I see that my game is lost, I'm gonna type in tr tries left start animation. So I'm just applying the animation on my row instead of anything else. Okay, and I will just go also on the reset part to make sure that I have, instead of V, which is just a button, I want to apply my animation on the table row so that everything is working. So I'm just gonna say tr reset start animation, and also I'm gonna type in right here clear animation, because I just want to, when I reset, I want to make sure that this text that is displayed with you win or you lose, I just wanted to reset it back. So in order to clear that animation, I have to clear the animation on the table row. So I'm gonna clear it on my table row, and for this I have to say tr tries left clear animation. Okay, and I will just say clear animation on table row. Okay, and so right now it should be working. So I'm just gonna run my emulator. So we just have to wait a bit until it loads, and we're gonna see this displayed and working. Okay, and we have right now one word on the screen. I'm just gonna type in N, and I have won the game. So as we reset, as you can see, the reset button works now a bit different because you can see it on the foreground instead of the background. And also, if I just type in a couple of letters that are incorrect, we're gonna see a message on the screen. So one more letter that I need to do, and so I'm just typing in something, and it says you won. Okay, and just to give you an example, if it's incorrect, so I'm typing all kind of letters right here, and it says you lost, and it works, it stays on the screen, and if I press reset, it just resets.